pleasant good day. This is a UTT report. I am Mr. Nasser Ali. With physical classes starting back soon after a long break due to COVID restrictions, we found it appropriate to conduct an ergonomic assessment in Classroom 7 and in the library at UTT Point Leaders campus to determine if the environment is up to ergonomic standards. The data collected included anthropomorphic measurements of 10 persons shown on your screen. Other data collected included furniture measurements. Applications was used to record temperature, acoustics, and light intensity. Other observations include the position of power outlets, class dimensions, board dimensions, room color, mouse, and keyboard. Findings include the study area had no electrical outlets, and outlets in Classroom 7 were unevenly distributed. The temperature and lighting in the library was relatively stable, ranging from 20.5 to 28 degrees and 295 to 259 lux. However, the temperature and lighting in Classroom 7 varied in magnitude significantly, ranging from 20.1 to 17.4 degrees and lighting 245 to 199 lux. For the acoustic, it was noticed that dragging the feet of the chair in Classroom 7 made a reverberating sound around the room. The type of furniture in Classroom 7 was a single-seater desk and double-seater desk with one type of chair. In the library, the study area, there were a regular desk and chair that holds up to 3 students, with the computer area having the only area having an adjustable chair. To elaborate further, I now hand you over to Mr. Matteo Cozier.
Okay, thank you, Nasser. On to the ergonomic assessment. Okay, I am Matteo Cozier, and I'll be covering the ergonomic assessment. For the assessment of the furniture within the classroom, the results showed that the chairs was mismatched for majority of the student sample size, and large storage under the single-seater desk lessened foot space. These findings reveal that the furniture is not ergonomically suitable for this environment. For the furniture at the computer stations, the chairs were ergonomically designed, since they were height adjustable. However, the seat width was mismatched for majority of the same student sample size. Similarly, at the computer stations, they had adjustable monitors which were ergonomic. However, the monitor, CPU, a large keyboard, and mouse were all on the desk, which limited space for taking notes and use of textbooks, etc. The color scheme within the classroom and library were not appropriate for the learning environment based on studies and research conducted, as it stated that cooler colors such as purple, blue, and green are more stimulating for productivity and lessons fatigue. The classroom is very spacious. However, there was a concentration of seats at the front opposite to where the whiteboard was mounted, which means that the arrangement was not ergonomically designed. Research showed that using a different layout configuration in the classroom would promote productivity and success. The individual runway layout in the library, however, was appropriate enough to limit distraction, which can break student concentration while studying. Based on the results from the software used to measure the acoustics, there was a lot of reverb and echo caused by the dragging of the furniture. Research shows that reducing noise and reverb will help with understanding speech and creating a more pleasant learning environment. Based on the results from the software, which was used to measure the temperature within the classroom, it was found that the temperature was not constant at different positions, ranging from 17 degrees C to 21 degrees C. However, study shows that the students perform best at temperatures around 20 degrees C. The temperature in the library was at that recommended level.
The classroom was generally below the recommended range of luminance from 250 to 500 lux. However, the lighting was more concentrated towards the center of the classroom and the edges were somewhat poorly lit.
The library as well was within that recommended range. However, the lighting was also inconsistent. This can cause eye strain and hamper productivity. For the assessment of technology and other necessary electrical components around the class, there was no projectors on screen, limited electrical outlets in the classroom, and there was no usable power outlets in the library. The keyboard and mouse were also uncomfortably designed. In a university setting, it is suggested to have at least one outlet every 4 to 6 feet along the wall for student use, as well as having a keyboard and mouse which will prevent discomfort after long use. Thank you very much. I'd like to pass you on to Jovann.
Okay, thank you, Matteo. So now I'll be talking about the recommendations and the costing. So the first thing that we address is the furniture. So in the classroom, there should be ergonomically designed chairs and desks with height adjustable features. And in the library, since the desk at the study area and the furniture at the computer station is suitable, only chairs in this area would be required. So the height adjustable features is to accommodate the varying body dimensions of the student body so as to prevent musculoskeletal exertion. And this is because it will always be a match for the popial height against seat height, the sitting elbow height against the desk height, and the thigh clearance against seat to desk clearance. The approximate cost of this is $14,000. Now we move on to talk about the color scheme and decor. So there's a need to change the color scheme to conform to research findings. Use the recommended color for the classroom, which studies have shown will improve concentration by 74.67%. And greens for the wall of the library to improve concentration by 71.73%. Posters and artwork will also serve to motivate and inform students, and therefore should be placed on the walls of the learning environment. The paint will cost approximately $2,000, and the artwork and the posters will cost $500. Now we'll talk about the technology. An outlet should be placed every 4 to 6 feet along the classroom walls, resulting in a total of 25 outlets. Additionally, an outlet should be installed at each of the 20 computer stations. This means that a total of 45 outlets is required. It is also noted that this particular classroom had the wiring and the framework for a projector, but it lacked the actual piece of equipment and the screen required, so obtaining these are recommended. The labor and materials for the outlets cost approximately $4,000, and cost of the projector and the screen is approximately $5,000. Now we'll address the lighting issue. A 4-foot long by 8-foot wide window should be installed on the back wall of the classroom to increase the amount of light therein, and blinds should also be installed to regulate the glare when the projector is in use. Additionally, it's also recommended that the outer panels on the ceiling should be shifted slightly to the left and to the right, so that there's a better spread of light in the room. And labor and materials for the window cost approximately $4,320, and the labor and materials for the redistribution cost approximately $3,600. We also want to decrease the source of noise within the classroom. The use of furniture pads will limit the noise when the furniture is moved, which will reduce distractions, and the cost to install this on all legs of the furniture is approximately $600. Now we talk about the keyboard and the mouse. It is recommended that an ergonomically designed mouse and keyboard should be installed at all the computer stations, and this would improve the posture of students and prevent the development of musculoskeletal issues. The cost of this is approximately $5,000. It is also recommended that you increase the workspace at the computer station, and to do this, it is recommended that you place the CPU below the desk. A storage compartment will have to be built so that the CPU is off of the floor and protected. The cost of labor and materials is approximately $4,500. So now we talk about the recommendations for the temperature regulation within the classroom. It would be too costly to reconfigure the entire air conditioning system since all of the rooms in UTC are regulated by one system. Therefore, the addition of the window would allow heat from sunlight to enter the classroom easier, thus having to raise the temperature slightly. And lastly, we address the layout of the classroom. Firstly, the board should be repositioned slightly so that it is more centered. With regards to the furniture arrangement, rows are the recommended choice, or with a slight modification. Desks should be arranged in a 6x6 format, and the two innermost rows will be double-seaters and they will be placed directly in front of the board. The 4 outermost rows will be single-seaters and they will be angled slightly inward, and this would allow for a better view of the board and audio transmission. The total cost of this redesign amounts to $43,210.36. Though it may seem a bit steep, the results of increased productivity and comfort outweigh the price. And that's all the time we have for this segment of the ergonomic assessment. Thank you and good night.